by economics, Inonzi number 2 by my economies in the world. But if you look at certain statistics, in a lot of areas they are number 1. And what is the Chinese political system like? The Chinese political system is less focused on political elections and more focused on their development. Are we together? They don't have open elections like we do. They don't have opposition in China, no. They have different political parties, fine, but they all subscribe to the developmental agenda set by the ruling party, which is the Chinese Communist Party. Are we together? Issue iripo ndeye kuti ngatiwe tiri every other day we are talking about developing the country and growing. And now look at where they are. 30 years ago, China was not the powerhouse that it is today. But they fixed the system, and now look at where they are. Today we are saying, this is not a yeah politics, and it. We are saying the president's vision is that by 2030, which is the country's target, ngatiwe tichimbo focus on kuita upper middle income economy. And it. Turikutaura zvegutsa ruzhinji, zvegutsa iwewe mupamako. And it. Hatisi kutaura zvema elections. Hatisi kutaura zvekuti we are right kana we are wrong. Turikutaura kuti nhasi, what can we do to better Zimbabwe? Each and every one. How can we, with our capacities, capacitate our country to be better by 2030? That should be at the lips of every single person. Do you get it? Because Zimbabwe ikanaka yatinakira tese, haina kunakira wekuborodhel chete aiwa. Handiti, izvezvi tirikuona here ma-fuel queues. Hakusisina hanti, but anga ariko 7 years ago. They were there, ma-fuel queues, muchaziva. They were there. It seems like a thing of the past, but it was there. The fact yekuti hakusisina means to say that we are a step in the right direction. That we must acknowledge. Izvezvi tirikuona ma-roads ari kuvakwa. We want more than just ma-roads ari kuvakwa. Handizve. Yeah? Izvezvi tane 1 year tine currency yedu. Fine, it's not able to buy fuel and all the others. But in a form of stability kairi kuwana. We don't want currency not teaser because sima Zimbabwe standeta nema currency not teaser. Handizve. You get it? Focus yedu ngaimbo mire kuwa iri pa politics. Ngaimbo we iri pa development. What we are simply saying, and the 2030 agenda yatinayo ndeye kudai so. Less politics, more development. Kana chisangana sekusangana kwa taita nhasi. And it's politics in the bus and it. Tataura politics and it. But we always go back conversation yedu kuchi ku development. Danyepere ma comrades. That's the focus. That's what we are saying. Tinoti pamunobuda muno madebates ekumabawa ngaaseve ari kuti adakuzotonga ndiani no. Madebates edu ngaave ari kuti inini space yangu ndichaiwana sei. Pari kunzi 2030 munhu wese achanga ane chakabata muhomwe. Inini ndiye ndiri papi ipapo. You get what I'm saying? And the question you should have ku leadership yenyu should rather be how can I access semabvunzira mamuchita nhasi muno. You get the point? So that is the focus of our, because munoona kuti tinedambudziko kuti every time you want to ask a question on social media and it ukataura kuti there's a system yatinayo yekuti kana uri munhu weZanu PF everything that government does is correct. You must never criticize government and it kana uri munhu weopposition nothing that government does is correct. You must always criticize government. Mabata said that's a wrong type of thinking. The right type of thinking is to say, kana uri munhu weZanu PF, you are allowed to scrutinize constructively so. Kuti I policy guy ichatinyodza ngatiite something else. For example, last year paida kuintroducewa yekuti munhu ano withdraw mari woiswa kacharge on top of IMTT and it a withdrawal charge yekuti ukadraw mari iri more than 500 wakutopuwa ka percentage yauri kucharge wapa mari yako and it a lot of Zanu PF MPs argued kuti aiwa izvazviite. Today that's no longer there. Do you understand? Constructive criticism. Murukubata. In the same vein, hazvireve kuti everything that government does is wrong. Because noona munhu achiona maroads ochiti aiwa hakuna zvakadaro kana kuti anouya ne some funny excuse because haagoni kungotenda zvinhu zvakanaka. We need to move away from such debates. Debates yedu should be more of ngatitaure chiri constructive. 2030 is an agenda for you and me, Nambos Town. I say agenda ya president, no. They must Zimbabwe tese. NDS 2 year Taurai, they do tese. But for us to be beneficiaries, we must go knocking in my office. And it, because hakuna office ya ministry nonzi, uri mwana wimsangano first to know. When you knock on the door, tauranya yako, kuti nini ndura kuita basa renguruwe. Ndine masters andinayo, ndine mkana wandinayo, ndudarubatsira. You understand? Haongo bvunzo kuti unobva kupi, kana kuti mutupo wako ndewe, no. Ngaiwe area developmental agenda. That's the thrust ya President Iti Mnangagwa. Tritese rema comments. And that is the thrust that's being talked about even in Zanu PF. When you come to conference kwedu, which we did last year, and I believe we're the only political party going to Homa conference Mazwan. What do we talk about? As much as we're a political party, the number one agenda of our resolutions, 90% of them, the economy. My youth ngawane space kumatenda. Iripo ma conference resolutions. My youth ngakuwe ne youth quota won ma council so that young people can be represented. Irimo ma resolutions the conference. You understand what I'm saying? Don't talk ya trukuda. So that target area 2030 kana tasika status ya upper middle income economy hatizvipi tinopiwa nema United Nations organs because wanenge waona kuti zveshuwa development iri kuitika muZimbabwe. Do you get it? Kana tikutaura zvetobacco yaita break the record. Ko mayouth ari papi? Tinawo here mayouth anorima fodya wakawanda sei? Vari kuwedzera here kana kuti vaashoma? Handiti my blueberries are taking off in the international market. How many of them are benefiting our young people? Varipi in those spaces? Where are you in those spaces?